Chapter 1. The revelation at bingo night Ethel Thompson was the sweetest 72-year-old white grandmother in all of Marshalltown, Iowa. Everyone adored her. She baked the best banana bread for the church bake sale, never missed a grandkid's soccer game, and still called people sweetheart even when they cut her off in the Hy-Vee parking lot. Then, one Tuesday night, everything changed. She was at the senior center playing bingo when one of the younger volunteers put on a King Von playlist to keep the energy up. Ethel had never heard of King Von in her life, but when Crazy Story came on and she heard that voice talking about sliding on ops and making bodies drop, something clicked in her brain like a light switch. By the time they called B12, Ethel stood up, pushed her bingo cards aside, and declared in a surprisingly deep voice, "Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit, but I, King Von, Von from O'Block, the real one. They thought they killed me in Atlanta, but I just woke up in this old white lady body. God got jokes, huh?" The room went dead silent except for one old man choking on his sugar-free cookie. Ethel, now fully in character, grabbed her cane like it was a switchblade and said, "Any of y'all ops? Speak now or forever. Hold your peace, bitch." Bingo night ended early. Chapter 2. Sunday service with Pastor Dave. Pastor Dave had known Ethel for 30 years. He baptized her grandkids. He ate her famous pot roast every third Sunday. So when she walked into church wearing a black hoodie she'd stolen from her grandson's closet with O'Block written on it in Sharpie, he just smiled and said, "Morning, Ethel! New fashion statement?" Ethel looked him dead in the eye and replied, "Pastor, it's Von now. King Von. And I need you to stop playing church music and put on some real shit. Where the 3-6 at? Where the drill at?" These hymns got no bass, no bodies dropping. Weak as hell. Pastor Dave laughed nervously. "Ethel, sweetheart, are you feeling okay? Maybe we should." She cut him off. "Nah, you the one tripping. I've been sliding on ops since '98 while you was up here talking about loaves and fishes. I got bodies on my resume, Pastor. Real ones. You ever had to air out a whole block? Didn't think so." During the sermon, when Pastor Dave started talking about turning the other cheek, Ethel stood up in the pew and yelled, "Turn the other cheek? That's how you get clapped from the back. Nigga! Von, don't turn cheeks. Von, make motherfuckers disappear." The entire congregation gasped. One little old lady in the front row clutched her pearls so hard they popped off. Pastor Dave tried to recover. "Ethel, please sit down." She pointed her cane at him like a gun. "Call me Von again, and I'm going to have my O'Block brothers come through this church and turn it into a trap house. You feel me?" She sat down, crossed her arms, and muttered loud enough for everyone to hear, "These church niggas softer than baby shit." After service, Pastor Dave pulled her aside and whispered, "Ethel, do I need to call your daughter?" Ethel grinned. "You can call whoever you want, Pastor. But if they come wrong, it's up. Von don't play." Chapter 3. Grandkids visit the roast session. Her grandkids, 12-year-old Tyler and 14-year-old Madison, came over after school expecting cookies and stories about the good old days. Instead, Grandma Von was in the kitchen blasting King Von on her grandkid's Bluetooth speaker, wearing sunglasses indoors and doing the shoulder lean while stirring her famous chili. Tyler walked in first. "Grandma, what's this music? It's kind of fire, but..." Ethel turned around, dead serious. "Fire? This ain't fire. This my life story. Lil nigga. I made this shit. Took her to the O? That was me. I took plenty of bitches to the O. Ask about me." Madison, trying to be the responsible one. "Grandma, you're scaring us a little. Are you okay? Did you take your blood pressure medicine?" Ethel laughed, a deep, throaty laugh that did sound like her. "Medicine? The only medicine I need is revenge and a new switch. Y'all soft. Back in O'Block. We ain't had blood pressure medicine. We had Glocks and alibis." She sat them down at the table and served chili while rapping along to Crazy Story, word for word, including every slur and threat. Tyler was actually impressed. "Grandma, you know all the words?" "Know 'em? I am, boy. I was in the studio with Dirk when we made this. He still owe me money from that session." "Tell him," Von said. "What's good?" Madison tried one more time. "Grandma, King Von, he passed away. You know that, right? Ethel leaned in close, eyes suddenly cold. That's what they want you to think. They faked my death so I could move to Iowa and lay low. Smartest move I ever made. Now I got grandkids and a garden. But don't get it twisted. If any of y'all friends start acting like ops, Vaughn gon' handle it. I still got the blicky in the shed behind the tomatoes. Tyler whispered to his sister, I think Grandma's having a stroke, or she's the coolest person alive. Chapter 4. The grocery store incident Ethel went to Hy-Vee for her usual weekly shop. She normally chatted with everyone and helped old ladies reach the top shelf. Today she rolled in with her cart, blasting drill music from her phone, and started narrating her shopping trip like a King Von track. Walked in the store, saw an op by the produce. He looked at me wrong, so I grabbed the bananas like they was clips. An employee asked if she needed help finding anything. She turned slowly. Yeah, where the guns at? Oh, wait, y'all don't sell real switches here. Weak-ass Midwest. Back home, we got everything in the corner store. When she got to the checkout, the cashier, a sweet 19-year-old girl, asked, How are you today, Mrs. Thompson? Ethel leaned over the counter. It's Vaughn, Shorty. And I'm good. Just came to re-up on some necessities. You ever had to duck a body? Nah? Then you ain't lived. The manager had to come out and gently ask her to lower her voice. Ethel looked him up and down and said, You, the manager? You look like you manage disappointment. Tell your cashiers to stop staring before I make this a real crazy story. She paid for her groceries, including 3 boxes of cereal because the homies back in O'Block need breakfast too, and walked out yelling, Free the guys! Free the guys! Chapter 5. Family intervention sort of her daughter Linda finally came over after getting calls from the church, the grandkids, and 3 different neighbors. Mom, what the hell is going on? People are saying you're claiming to be a dead Chicago rapper. Ethel was on the couch watching King Von music videos on YouTube, nodding along. Linda, baby, sit down. I need to tell you something important. Linda braced herself. I ain't your mama no more. Well, I am, but I'm also King Von, reincarnated, or time-traveled, or some shit. Point is, the streets still need me, and these Iowa niggas softer than charmin'. I'm trying to turn Marshalltown into O'Block 2.0. You with me or you an op? Linda stared. Mom, you raised me in church. You cried when Bush won. You once apologized to a telemarketer. Ethel shrugged. That was before I remembered who I really was. Now pass me that blunt. That cigarette. And tell them grandkids to stop acting scary. I'm taking them to the range next week. They need to learn how to slide. Linda left in tears, muttering about calling a doctor. Ethel just turned the volume up and started rapping along again. Chapter 6. The garden wore Ethel's prize-winning tomatoes were her pride and joy. But one morning she decided the neighbors' rose bushes were ops because they were too close to the block. She went out at 6 a.m. with her cane and a pair of garden shears, talking to herself. These roses think they can just grow here? Nah, this my territory. Vaughn, don't share dirt. By the time the neighbor came out, half the rose bushes were gone. Ethel, what are you doing? She turned, shears in hand, dead serious. Protecting my set. You want smoke? I got smoke. These tomatoes been through more wars than you, nigga. The neighbor called the police. The cops showed up and tried to be gentle. Ma'am, we got a complaint about property damage. Ethel looked them up and down. Y'all the real ops. Back in Chicago, we don't call 12. We handle shit ourselves. But since y'all here, you want some banana bread? Made it with love and a little bit of that street flavor. The cops left confused and with banana bread. Epilogue for now, Ethel is still out there. Still sweet to the grandkids when they bring her flowers. Still goes to church, but now she requests special music and gets disappointed when they won't play drill. Pastor Dave has started praying extra hard. The grandkids think she's either the funniest or most terrifying person alive. And every once in a while, when the sun goes down and the wine coolers come out, she'll look out at her tomato garden, lean on her cane, and mutter, These Iowa niggas don't know. Vaughn really back. And I'm just getting started.